Hey, I'm Dan, the vocalist from Copehill, and you're listening to Shutter 16. Okay.
Why don't we get started by having you kind of tell us how the band first got together, kind of did you guys know each other beforehand, and how you all first started playing together?
Yeah, well, it started, me and Marty, the guitarist, we'd known each other for a couple of years back home in Merthyr, sort of through mutual friends and things. And then we started playing in a metal band called Legion's Boom with another member of Copehill, James, which that didn't really work out after a couple of years.
Okay.
So me and Marnie started on this project in 2017, releasing our first EP, Authentic Moments of Dishonesty. So yeah, it's kind of grown from there then. To the 5-piece band we are today.
And now, do any of you have any formal musical training or come from a musical family, or what's your kind of background on that?
I think our drummers had some professional sort of lessons and things, but most of us are self-taught.
Okay.
I've had a couple of vocal lessons over the years, some pointers. I had some Skype lessons with a guy in Denmark, just while we were recording this new EP to help with the more aggressive vocal style.
So what kind of was your first experience with metal music? How did you kind of get first drawn into that type of music?
I was quite late to metal. I think the other guys have listened to metal for a lot longer than myself.
Okay.
They grew up on bands like Metallica, Meshuggah, and I think Ice Earth and bands like that.
Okay.
And some grew up on more punk pop as well.
Okay.
Myself, I was more into rock, and it's kind of grown from there. So our bands, at the moment, I'd say collectively, things like Era, Deftones, Bill Metallica, Exit 10, Unearth, As I Lay Dying, There's Sons of Frost. That collectively, I think we all listen to those bands.
Okay, so why don't we talk about the new single Twins, and tell us kind of how that song came together and what the whole kind of songwriting process is like within the band.
Okay, yeah, so the song's going to be called Silent Twin, we think, or maybe Invisible Enemy or something like that.
Okay.
And it's based on, say, inner turmoil, fighting against your own inner voice, your own mentality. So it's kind of a person you can't escape from or defeat, but you've got to overcome, because you're fighting yourself, I suppose. It's more aggressive than Coward Amongst Kings, which we released in November. I think it was November the 1st.
Right, that has a lot more like a melodic break in the middle of that one.
Yeah. This one's it has got a contrasting middle, which we did struggle with for quite a while. We came up with so many iterations of how we were going to do that middle, because it was quite open and spaced out, whereas the verses and chorus are all quite intense, quite fast paced. So it had this clean middle section which we played up with strings and piano on the synth, and we ended up doing a spoken section instead of a singing or something.
Right.
Which we hope works quite well. But yeah, we had so many different ideas for that section. It pulled us in so many different ways. But once we got a couple of melodies on the synth, it kind of took us down the right route then.
Sure. Now, how do you kind of go about the whole process of writing the song and getting it together with so many different people in the band? Did somebody come up with the idea or a certain riff or a melody line, and then you kind of work on it from there?
Yeah, we've got quite a good system going now.
Okay.
From playing together for the last year consistently. Marnie would come, the lead guitarist, rhythm guitarist. He'd come to us with a riff and a couple of riffs and a sort of main structure, and then we'd take that into the live studio and just thrash it out between us. So both guitarists and bass player and drums would kind of try to figure out the structure, and then I'd listen, and overall we try and piece it together into how we think it'd fit. And then once we've got that raw sort of take on it, we then record a demo and just get the parts done roughly, so click track, get some rough drums to it, and then kind of shuffle things around. And then once we've got that together, that's when we start adding vocals, synth, any piano parts. We're trying to use a bit more instruments and try and make it a bit more contemporary as well with our sound. So yeah, that's how we kind of work it. And then as we record the actual track, that's when we pick it apart again. And kind of once we get the final takes down, that's when it all starts to come together then.
Sure. Now, when I was listening to Coward Amongst Kings and then Twins, or the working title, I'm just going to call it Twins for now. But
yeah, that's fine.
I was very surprised at your sound. It's very polished. So what do you guys have experience in the studio? Are any of you into like the sound engineering or production end of things? Because it really sounds great. It reminded me a lot of Killswitch Engage and Parkway Drive. So tell me a little bit about how that...
You're the second person to say about Killswitch, actually. Someone else mentioned that to me the other day when they listened to Twins. So, yeah, we learned quite a bit from recording the first EP, using home recording software, and an interface, and then just plugging it in and recording all the dry takes. And then we send it off to get it mastered, mixed and mastered. To a professional studio then to get the final sound, because it's like a dark art. You can spend so much time fiddling with this
sure
EQ, with that effect, and I think it's kind of good to get someone else's take on it from a different perspective or from an outside perspective, and then they can put their spin on it, and they might add something that you wouldn't first thought of. So we like doing that. We haven't yet recorded it in a professional studio on this EP or the last EP, but it's something we're keen to do, to try and get it something even better, really, if we can.
Right. Sounds great, though. I mean, everything I've heard sounds really great. Now, you were working on a follow-up EP, so something maybe coming out later this year, or what's in the works?
Yeah, we're kind of releasing a track at a time.
Okay.
On this one, we'll probably do so Twins. We're just going to record a performance video with a few shots outside.
Okay.
And once we get the video together, we're hoping to release the video and the track towards the end of this month, maybe early next month. And then we've got 2 more tracks that we've pieced together and recorded those tracks for, so we're recording final takes on one of them, and the other one we've still got a bit more work to do on. But it's a long process when we're all working full time.
Sure, yeah.
To get that time to record it ourselves. It does keep the budget down. It is it's an expensive thing to get done when you're not touring musicians and such yet. So yeah, it just takes that extra time, just putting in the hours in the week to rehearse, to write, to record. So hopefully that'll just snowball and we'll get things moving a bit quicker.
Yeah, that would be great. Now, tell me a little bit about the band name. How did you guys come up with that? Does that stand for something maybe locally, or tell me a little bit about that?
It was a struggle trying to come up with a name, something original, something that fits the genre you're in. So we threw around a couple of ideas for a while, and then there's a abandoned Cold War training base in England, and it's called Copehill. So it's something quite sort of bleak, quite dark. It's got that. It kind of seemed like it fitted with the theme of the first EP and what we were doing as well. So yeah, that's where the name comes from. That's where where we found it, basically.
What is one thing you would want people to know about the band? Somebody who's not familiar with your music, has never heard it before. What is the one thing you would want them to know?
I suppose we've got a lot of melodic sound, a lot of dynamic sound. It's not just consistently aggressive vocals throughout, and then we do intertwine some sort of melodic elements to it, and we also we want to keep the listeners interested. So I mean, there's quite a contrast between Counterman's Kings and Friends, the working title. So I think we don't want to just have that generic sound. We want to have a sound that keep people guessing and will keep people interested throughout the set. I don't think we just want to be a thrash from start to finish, or just a stereotypical metalcore band. We're drawing influences from bands like Alex on Fire, the kind of energy they've got. I think that's what we want to emulate, like performances like they did at Reading. If you haven't seen that, I mean, that's the kind of energy we want to give a performance, really.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Now, the last time we talked, obviously, the world was in a much different place because people were touring and we had live shows going on, and this pandemic had yet to hit both our countries. So, first of all, I hope that you and your family and friends and the rest of the band is safe and everybody's healthy and at home doing as best as they can. But your video came out during this time, so it's kind of a unique time in the music industry because everybody's at home. So was there anything different going on? How did it affect the coming of the video for Silent Twin during the current kind of stay-at-home quarantine that we're all undergoing right now?
It's been a bit of a blur, to be honest. I can't remember if it came out before or if it came out during the lockdown.
Okay. Right around maybe the beginning of it?
I think so, yeah. I think it was. It was like the beginning of May, I think. So that must have been during. No, it wasn't May. I'm losing track of time.
I think we all are.
Every day's exactly the same as the other. Yes, performing quite well on YouTube. We've got about 27,000 views on there at the minute since release, which is massive for us. For our second video, our first live performance video, it's a really good reaction to it. So, yeah, we're just hoping that it'll spur us on to bigger and better things, really.
Now, the song does touch a lot about, anxiety, depression, kind of what the band's personal experiences with that were. I know a lot of people are struggling, more so even now, being at home and being out of their normal routine. So do you think the song can kind of take on an even broader meaning right now in these current times?
Yeah, I mean, thought of that. I mean, yeah, anxiety can sort of come from various experiences, various circumstances. So this is definitely a moment in time where a lot of people's mental health is going to come into play. So yeah, it is quite relevant, I suppose. Yeah, I hadn't really thought of that. Yeah, hopefully it'll sort of help people to get through, or it'll sort of resonate with them, and they can enjoy the music, or can sort of tap into what we were writing about.
Awesome. Now, have you been doing writing during the quarantine, and if so, how has that been coming along?
Yeah, we've all been writing at various stages and trying to collaborate. It's different. It's a different process now, because normally we'd at least get together in one or two of us, or
right,
at the same time. So we are trying to use technology as best we can. We're using WhatsApp and Google Drive to sort of share riffs. Marnie's been writing quite a few riffs and put a few songs together, compositions together for us to work on. Reese is working on his electric kit, trying to get MIDI drums to us so we can use them. I've been writing lyrics and sort of laying them down, and then we sort of take snapshots or little clips and share them amongst ourselves to see what people think and how we can develop songs. The one we're writing now, we've got a few on the few in the pipeline, but we're focusing on one in drop G at the minute, which is quite low for us. We're normally in drop A or drop B. It's quite aggressive, low, and it's quite to the point. It's 2 minutes long, one tempo throughout, so there's no tempo changes, but we've still got dynamics in there with the different riffs and how we're going for quite a heavier sound, like I think Lord, but something similar. So we're taking influence from them and just trying something a bit different and not too complex, that we can hopefully get something out of being remote from each other.
Sure. Now, is this going to affect, I know we had talked about the release of your second EP. Is that still coming down the road, or are things kind of on hold for right now?
No, I mean, we are looking to release an EP, but I think the way music is released and played and streamed and everything these days, we're trying to just release a song at a time, and then we can compile those as an EP, as a product at the end. So we can write and release singles as we go, and then package them up as an EP once we've released them, or we could just release 2 and then release 4, an additional 2 tracks as an EP. But we kind of just playing it by ear at the minute, and so it's
sure.
every day as it comes, as I think most people are in every situation.
Absolutely. Now, I know a lot of bands have been kind of staying in touch with fans through doing live streams and things like that. So have you guys thought about doing anything, or have you done any live streaming, like through Facebook Live or anything like that, or do you have anything in the works?
We haven't done any live streaming. I think we've done a few Gram Live, snippets of songs, riffs. Neil's been he's been giving people an update on his sanity, writing lyrics, being locked away in his house with his housemate. So he's been doing some funny videos, but displaying riffs that he's written.
Sure.
So whether he's drinking a bottle of wine or a pint of wine, he's doing it and recording with his underpants over his trousers or something, just to show that he's not quite all there in a minute.
And I think it brings a whole new perspective. I think people kind of like that inside look at the creative process and at what you guys are kind of doing behind the scenes, and it keeps people interested until the music comes out and they can come see you live. And I know a lot of bands are even looking into doing live streams on a paid basis, so people would have to kind of obviously less expensive than a concert ticket, but they would have to kind of chime in. So maybe that's something that you guys can kind of look towards in the future, because we have no idea how long we're going to be at home. And even when we come back, I think one of the very last things, unfortunately for all of us, is going to be concerts and just gatherings of so many people together at one time.
Yeah, I think concerts are going to be off limits for a while, or at least at the vast, grand scale that they've been. I know one venue I'm not sure where in Europe it was, but they're still doing live shows, but they're limiting the crowd to like less than 20.
Right.
Controversial. So I don't know if things like that are going to take off, but we are looking at doing more social media. Upping our game on that, doing more live Instagrams and more snippets. But in terms of live performances, we'll have to see how we could make that a reality and sort of get it tight. I mean, some of our internet isn't that great.
Right. Are you out in the country?
I'm out on the sticks a bit, so my internet isn't amazing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. In terms of health and that as well, Reese's drummer actually had coronavirus, but he's recovering now. He's a surgeon, so he's exposed in hospital, we think. But yeah, he's physically he's fine. Mentally, he hasn't always been all there, so he's on the mend. He's doing well.
Well, I'm glad to hear he's on the mend, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know everybody appreciates, what he's doing, because we desperately need the medical right now. I think that what you guys have done, before all this is just going to build, once things start to go back to what they're calling a new normal. But looking down the road, because of the concert situation, how do you think it's going to change your approach to kind of the whole doing music? Is it going to change anything for you guys as a band?
I don't think it'll change writing necessarily. Like I said, we are ramping up our social media, and our online skills and how we present ourselves and get ourselves engaged with fans and
Sure.
prospective fans and an audience, really, because that's a hot topic at the minute. It is where everyone seems to be getting results. So we just want to get our music out there and people enjoy it, really, and sort of understand what we're trying to get across. I really don't know what's ahead, really, and when this is gonna change. We were just getting started as well with getting a couple of gigs lined up. We just played one in February, a festival, and it was we got to keep that momentum going now in different arenas, really.
Right, and I think if you guys ramp up the social media and figure out ways to get that going more and more, that'll help until things kind of get you in a position where you can actually physically be out there and performing again.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I thank you for taking the time to update us, and please keep us informed when you've got new stuff coming out. And I want to wish you the best of luck, to you and the rest of the band, and I hope everybody stays safe, stays healthy, stays home, and hopefully we'll all get through this. And someday, maybe years down the road, but maybe we'll get to see each other at a concert or a festival someday. That would be great.
That would be great. Thanks very much, Chris. Take care.
Thanks, Dan. Have a great day.